Shelter, your lifeline in the wild. Survival is about adapting to your environment. Your first priority is shelter. It protects you from the elements and provides a sense of security. In a survival scenario, a well-built shelter can be the difference between life and death. Think of it as your temporary home in the wild. A shelter doesn't have to be elaborate, it just needs to offer protection from the sun, wind, rain, and cold. Even a simple lean-to can make a huge difference. Building a shelter is about using your resources wisely. It's about understanding the terrain and available materials. This guide will teach you the basics of shelter building. You will learn how to create a safe haven in the wilderness. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't wait for a survival situation to build your first shelter. Get out there and experiment. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Your ability to build a shelter could one day save your life. Site selection, choosing the right location. Finding the right location for your survival shelter is crucial. Your shelter should offer protection and access to resources. Here are key factors to consider when choosing a site. Proximity to water. Water is essential for survival. Choose a location near a water source like a stream or river. Avoid setting up camp in a dry riverbed which can flood quickly in rain. Level ground. Find a relatively flat area to build your shelter. This will make it more stable and comfortable for sleeping. Clear the ground of rocks, debris, and anything that might poke you. Protection from the elements. Look for natural windbreaks. Trees, rock formations, and even the lay of the land can provide shelter from wind and rain. Consider the direction of the sun and prevailing winds when choosing your spot. Accessibility and visibility. Ensure your campsite is accessible. You don't want to be struggling through dense undergrowth every time you return. Make sure your shelter is visible from a distance. This will help rescuers find you in an emergency. Gathering materials. Working with nature's bounty. Nature provides an abundance of materials to build a sturdy and effective survival shelter. The key is knowing what to look for and how to use it. Structural support. Look for strong branches or saplings for the framework of your shelter. Choose wood that is straight, sturdy, and free from rot. You can use rocks or logs as a base for additional support. Insulation and bedding. Gather dry leaves, pine needles, or grasses for insulation and bedding. These materials will help keep you warm and dry. You can also use them to create a more comfortable sleeping surface. Cordage. Natural cordage is essential for tying together shelter components. Look for vines, roots, or bark fibers that are strong and flexible. You can also create cordage by twisting together grasses or bark strips. Tools. Utilize natural tools to assist in gathering and preparing materials. A sharp rock can be used for cutting, a sturdy stick for digging, and a large flat rock as a work surface. Section 4. Building your shelter. From framework to cover with your site chosen and materials gathered, it's time to build your survival shelter. Start with a simple lean-to design. It's quick, effective, and can be built with minimal resources. Building the framework. Find 2 trees about 6 feet apart, or create 2 sturdy supports. Secure a ridgepole between them. This forms the backbone of your shelter. Lean branches or saplings against the ridgepole to create a sloping roof. Adding the cover, lay a thick layer of natural debris over the framework, starting from the bottom and working your way up. Overlap each layer like shingles to ensure rain flows off. Use large pieces of bark or leafy branches as additional weatherproofing. Insulating your shelter. Pile dry leaves, pine needles, or grasses inside your shelter for insulation. This will help trap heat and keep you warm. Create a barrier between the ground and your body with a thick layer of bedding material. Section 5. Essential tips. Tricks of the trade. Mastering a few essential tips and tricks can elevate your shelter building skills. These insights will help you create a more effective and comfortable survival shelter. Prioritize comfort. Make your shelter as comfortable as possible. A good night's sleep is crucial for maintaining morale and energy levels in a survival situation. Ventilation is key. Ensure adequate ventilation in your shelter to prevent condensation buildup. Leave a small opening at the top or bottom for air circulation. Mind the details. Pay attention to the finer points. Create a small trench around your shelter to divert rainwater. Use natural materials to camouflage your shelter for added security. Adapt and improve. Don't be afraid to adapt your shelter as needed. If you discover a better material or technique, incorporate it into your design. Continuously seek ways to improve your shelter's effectiveness and comfort. Section 6. Conclusion: embrace the wild, prepared, and confident. Building a survival shelter is an empowering skill. It connects you with nature. It teaches you self-reliance. Mastering this skill equips you with the ability to face the unexpected in the wild. Remember, your best tool is your knowledge. Practice building shelters in different environments. Experiment with various materials and techniques. The more you practice, the more confident you become. Embrace the challenges of the outdoors. Learn from your experiences. With each shelter you build, you hone your skills and strengthen your connection with nature. Be prepared, be confident, and embrace the wild, knowing you have the skills to survive. Thank you for watching SurvivalScope. If you found this guide helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more survival tips and tricks. Stay prepared, stay safe, and stay resilient.